teach his good friend about how to achieve his goals of attracting the right woman. It was basically, keep it simple. 90 degrees. Keep it simple. Keep out all the other stuff. Sometimes in our business we tend to complicate it, and we tend to throw a bunch of stuff in that doesn't work. And sometimes you just want to go like this. Don't ever do that, because you won't attract who you want to attract. And some of it's by trial and error, we realize. So don't ever do that in your business. Okay, we're going to jump now into the game plan pieces, which I know many of you are familiar with. The game plan is the piece, the execution, the activities that need to be connected with the principles that we talked about earlier. Okay? These are the daily activities, the pieces that you need to focus on if you're going to be successful in your business. Now, the very first thing that you need to do to be successful in your business is what we talked about. If we're going to sell a premium potato, someone up here shared, we need to become a product of the product in order to be successful. Because if you don't know who we are, you don't know what we are, if you're not taking the products, okay, then it doesn't matter. Now, there are times I think, in our culture, what I've just discovered on the planet, I think there's times that we could consider, you saw my daughters, and the question that everybody asks me, my kids say, when you go to the office, when you go out to is everybody this lean, mean, chiseled, buff, cut, fighting machine? And I said, no. You know what? There's lots of people that are fit. There's lots of people that are in shape. And yes, there are a few people that are lean, mean, buff, cut, chiseled, fighting machine types of things. But the more important part about the business is that we have people that are in the journey of transforming themselves. And everyone's race is a little bit different. The context of where everybody is a little bit different. And that is, we embrace that and we think that's great. And your story, whether you're the lean, mean, buff, cut, chisel, fighting machine, or you're someone that may be struggling with some other things or disabilities or whatever that might look like, the key piece is that you create a story of the product and that you're in the process of transforming your life. And that becomes part of being a product of the product. And even if your story may not be as compelling as someone else, develop other people. You can share other people's stories. And we have, as you know, a gazillion and three, phenomenal success stories that can support you in what you're doing. But you also have to be, reliable and credible if you're going to grow your business. There's a great, I'm going to just share one more piece of audio types on the product of the product. Because when he says, for example, getting down to the short books, what it really means is selling is a transference of feeling. And if you're not a product of the product, then that feeling will be communicated to the people that you're coming in contact with. And, I don't believe that's a big issue for our company and for our people. I think, we are products of the product. And as you bring people into the business and as we introduce new products, your responsibility is to get familiar with them, be a product of the product, get to know them so that you can share with other people. Because it's, again, you that is selling, presenting, sharing the premium potato. So, foundationally, the most important thing that you're doing is to become a product of the product. So, having said that, I now am going to turn the time over to none other than our glorious Senior Director of Training, Denise. So, Denise, thank you. All right.
So number 2, share Beachbody with 2 people every day using the sharing cycle. We introduced this in Portland. We're going to talk about it at length here today. And I am really excited because when you get a grasp of this, you can understand that that's the flow your business should constantly be moving in. So what is the first thing that we do? We find people, right? We find people to talk to. And there's lots of ways to find people. You can find people through building your contact list. It's one of the first things we do in our Get Started Right interview, right? We help people build a list so that they've got somebody to talk to. A lot of you find people on Facebook. There's all sorts of ways. We're going to go into this in a little bit more detail in a bit. In addition, invite. We invite them, right? We ask them to get in front of the information. And there's multiple ways to do that. We can invite them to a big club. We can invite them to watch a webinar that we're putting on. We can invite them through email, send them a video to take a look at. So we're inviting them now to take a look at what we have to present. In addition, we're going to share with them. Through that third-party tool, we're going to share with them all about Beachbody's products, all about the transformation that's available with our products, both with fitness and nutrition, and also the Team Beachbody Club. And we're also going to share with them this amazing financial opportunity. You know, I loved it when Carl said, and you hear him on the National Coach Call, he'll say it over and over and over again, we're here to end the trend of obesity, right? We're here, that's our mission. Along with what? Helping people achieve their goals to get healthy and fit and lead a more fulfilling life. We're here nationally, internationally, ultimately, to end this trend of obesity. And he said importantly, he said, you know what else, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to end that trend of financial suffering. There's a lot of people that have financial suffering going on. So we have an opportunity to share this with people as we find, invite, and get them engaged in hearing what we have. Then we're going to help guide them by sponsoring them either as a customer or as a coach. So that's the cycle. So as you're out there helping people, you're constantly moving people through this sharing cycle. And you'll know all the time where each of those individuals are at, which means as you invite them and you share with them, now we have to follow up, right? Find out what the next thing is. So you're constantly moving people through the system. Does that make sense, everybody? Great. Awesome. All right, that's number 2. So here's kind of a picture for you to take a look at as we talk about this. And what I want to do now is I want to actually invite somebody up. Lindsay, would you come up here real quick? I'll give you a mic. Lindsay was sharing with me the other day, both via the telephone and also in person, and when I met her with her group, we were talking about the sharing cycle together. And I was talking about the fact that we would be introducing this and talking about it here in Orlando, and how important it is to find people, the multiple ways that you can do that. As you see up here, we talk about doing it with social media, building your contact list. Every day you're wear and share. How many of you put the logo wear on and just go out and back? Wow, we got some good hands up. Do you have fun doing that? Could it be any easier? Huh? I'll tell you what, wear and share is just, I mean, people just will ask you, and there's your open door, right? You just found somebody to talk to when you're out and about. And in addition to that, for those of you who are analysts and above, you have an opportunity to get your Beachbody lead, so that's another way to find people. In addition then, for the inviting, I'm going to move this forward before I have to talk. Now we invite them through social media, Facebook and other means, blogging, Twitter, email, person-to-person, and phone calls to get them engaged. So Lindsay, would you share with them what you do? Because you've been very successful with finding and inviting. Oh, are we on? It's at the bottom. Try that.
Ta-da! Okay, so sharing cycle is a very good word for it, because really what I do is I make sure that everybody knows my story. And this is a relationship business, and so you have to be relatable. If you're just a picture and nobody really knows anything about you, then they're not going to actually get into your business. Well, you don't just want to share about the business all the time via social media. I actually share as much as I possibly can of my life with other people, because the more I share, the more a variety of people are going to relate to me. So I relate to moms, I relate to young girls, I relate to people who have tried to lose that last 15 pounds. And we each have our thing, you know. I don't want people to think, oh, well, I'm not at my goal weight, so how many people are not at their goal weight? They're trying to get better and, you know, achieve their goals. You become relatable when you're on the journey with them and you're constantly bettering yourself in front of them. They can see the change that's happening in you. So whether you've already gone through your transformation or whether you're going through it, when you do it out loud and you do it in front of a group of people, you know, all the more powerful to make you actually stick with it, which is what I used it for originally. And also, you know, the more people you can relate to. So I use social media a lot. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And I know a lot of people think there's a lot of videos on YouTube, maybe I shouldn't make them. You just never know how many people are going to watch your video. When I posted my video, I didn't realize 350,000 people are going to watch the video in a couple months. I just posted hoping a couple would. And that's really, I mean, that's how I go about it. I go out there, and every day I go out, I don't think, who am I going to get into my business today? I think, who am I going to help today? Who needs me to share what I know works? And that's how I go.
Lindsay, I have a question for you. So you use a YouTube video, you use Facebook, you blog, you Twitter, so you're finding people who and all of a sudden you've got all these people who are engaging with you, asking you questions, right? So what's the next step? What do you invite them to do next?
I usually invite them to share with me what their goals are and to tell me about themselves, to tell me about their life, because the more they tell me, the more I can realize what I can do to help them. And we have a fit club, so if it's this person or if they're in the area, I invite them to fit club. You can also get people connected to fit clubs in their area. They don't necessarily have to be, your downline. We're a big team, luckily. We're such a big community of people, so there's everywhere in the U.S. there's a fit club somewhere.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay. As well as your nutrition, which is Shakeology. So you're going to engage them with the product first. Not everybody is ready or willing or wanting to come into this business to be a coach yet. So please allow them the opportunity to come in where they want to be. Give them an opportunity to be a retail customer. So you want to get that product order, talk with them about the club. Okay, here we go, quiz time. You guys have to be really, really honest with me, all right? How many in the room every week use the meal planner in the Team Beachbody Club? Would you look around and look at the show of hands, ladies and gentlemen? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5. Okay. Grandma is now challenging you as a coach in Beachbody to be a product of your product. Okay? Let us all be a product of your product. I want to tell you why this is such a valuable product. Did you know that meal planner is so cool? If you're a brand new person and you're going to start with P90X, we all know that in order to get the best results that you can get, it's also about what you eat and don't eat, right? Do you know that, P90Xers? Okay? You're not still hanging out at the donut shop if you really want to get the do done. So, the meal planner is already there for them. Instead of just opening up that box and fanning through that big magazine and going, hey, am I going to read that thing? They need to go in as a member, select their P90X, put in the weight they need to lose, set their own personal goals. They get to go in with that meal planner, ladies and gentlemen, for only $2.99 a week, every week, and they can select the foods they don't like, the things that they're allergic to, and take them off the list. And then they even get to go in and say, well, I've got that in the pantry, and I've got that in the refrigerator already, and then hit print. And out pops this nice, detailed grocery list for them to go to the store and buy everything that they need for their meals all week long, defined by categories, dairy, etc., all for $2.99 a week. You don't think that doesn't make it easy and convenient for your customers and your coaches to be successful on their program? This, by the way, I've heard from competitors who are out there selling similar meal plan programs like this to the tune of $150 to $250 a month in their membership fees. And we do it for $2.99 a week. Coaches, will you please go home and engage yourself in the club? Are you all club members? Get engaged in